Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm just going to show you how to set up a WordPress blog because a few people have asked me, and it's easier just to do this than to explain. So you'd obviously set up an account first on wordpress.com. You can get free accounts or you can get accounts that you pay for. With WordPress, I think all of their paid for accounts you have to pay for a year in upfront. I think there might be one of them that you can pay monthly, but you don't get many features with it. Right, so you can't, if you've got your own domain name, you can't link it to a WordPress blog unless you upgrade to a premium version, I believe. So first of all, this is the sort of page that you'll come up with when you first log on. So I've already got some sites set up on here, but I'm going to act as if I haven't. So get started, click that. Let's create your new site. So you want to start with a blog, a website or a portfolio. We're going to click start with a blog. Choose a theme. So you can choose any of these themes. You can customize them, but again, the amount of customization you can do depends on which sort of package you've got. The free version, you can't do much customizing, but that's enough to get you started. So I'm just going to go with this one. Give your site an address. So this is where you decide what you're going to call it. So let's say we're going to call it Annie's Craft Box. And then we'll see it's available. anniescraftbox.wordpress.com is available. Now anniescraftbox.com, where you're cutting out the WordPress, is also available, but it's on premium. So you can get these features if you pay for them. But we're not going to do that. That's up to you if you want to do that, but we're just going to go with this. If you are going to pay for a premium channel, for a premium site, make sure that you know you're going to be committed to it for at least a year. It can take a long time to build up a blog following and lots of traffic. So a year is a good investment, really. Also, make sure that you know you've got time to spend on it, and you've got time to develop it, and then it's worth it, especially if you're going to keep it going. And also make it, if at the moment you're starting a blog post and it's just about a particular brand of papercraft, say you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator and you're doing it for your Stampin' Up work, don't put Stampin' Up in the title of your blog, because if you stop being a Stampin' Up demonstrator, your blog and all its following and everything is going to be lost. So keep it something that doesn't matter what you're doing. And call it your name, you can call it whatever you like, but just think about the future. I do have a friend who had a blog that became massively successful, and she'd called it something which meant that when it became massively successful and circumstances in her life changed, her blog title had nothing to do with who she was anymore. And it was something that she really didn't want to carry forward in her life, and in terms of the name of the blog. And so she had to more or less start from scratch again with a new blog. So do be careful. There are ways you can transfer your content and your followers and things like that, but when you've worked really hard to build something, you don't want to lose it. So do think about your name. That's a really important tip. So we're going to go with the free site, because obviously I'm not really having a site, I'm just making one for purposes of this demonstration, and I will also use it for other demonstrations. So I'll show you like real basics, and then I'll show you how to upload photographs and things like that. So this is what your address is. So if anyone's looking for you, anniescraftbox.wordpress.com, so your site is live already. So view your site, and this is what it looks like. Now, that's not really any use to anybody, is it? So you need to customize it. And this is where you customize your site. You see me clicking down here. This is where you'd write a post. So if you are happy with it looking like that, I can't see why you would be, but if you are happy with it like that, just start writing. Or if you've got tons of ideas for posts and you just want to get them down and get them out your head and do a bit of a brain dump, get them down and keep them as drafts, and then faff with customising your site. So if you've just woken up with an amazing idea for a blog post, write it by all means, and then you can keep it unpublished until you've got your site sorted out. So I'm just going to show you how to customise very, very briefly, just very, very basic customization. So we're customizing the site title here now. So I'm just going to click on this button, and we don't want the site title to say that. We want the site title to say Annie's Craft Box, or whatever it was we called it. So it's Annie's Craft Box. And the tagline is, join me for craft material reviews. Now you can always change that. So if you stop doing craft reviews or craft material reviews, you can change it for join me for craft inspiration, join me for whatever you want. Now here you can add a logo. Obviously I'm not going to add a logo because I haven't got a logo for this site, but you can add your logo and play with that there. Here you can obviously at each, and you can add your site, your image icon, which is the picture that's going to show up in this little box here. Your footer credit, that is who wrote the post and things like that. And once you've done it, always click and save the alterations you've made. But right, we're going to go into the social media now. So what you can do here is, if you've got Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter or Instagram, you can click on there, put in the address. So when you go to your Facebook homepage, if you just copy what's in this bar up here and paste it into here, that will automatically link to your Facebook. So when people click on that, they can go and have a look at your Facebook or your LinkedIn or your Twitter or your Instagram. And that's really all there is to that. You can add items and you can remove items. So if you don't have a LinkedIn, for instance, you can remove it and it'll disappear from that bar. And if you want to say add Pinterest, you can just click to add Pinterest, and there's nothing there, which is not very good, is it? But anyway, you can add other social media to there. You'll figure out how to do that. If you don't figure out how to do that, ask me and I will show you how I'll figure out how to do that. So let's go back to that. So we've customized that. Customized home. This is your home page. So however you want your home page to look. This is an about page. So let me just show you this for a start. So this is how your menu is set out. Now if you want to add things, so say you want to add a tutorials page or something, you can add a tutorials page like that. And if you want to move that so it's next to your home page, you can do. If you want to move your tutorials page to the bottom, you can do. Okay, you can delete your menu altogether and you can automatically add it to new top level pages. Okay, so, and you can obviously write on these pages, so you can add whatever you want. You can customize them to say whatever you want. So if you go to the about page, for instance, oops, I can't get hold of that bar. You can write whatever you want. So you can edit this page here, and you can say something about the page. So you can put a picture in. I'll show you how to do it. Well, it's easy to put a picture in anyway, but I will show you how to do that. And then you can just put something you want to put in here. So you can just delete this and you can just put, this is where, oh sorry, my fingers are in the place. This is where I am going to share my love of crafting and reviews of materials that I buy and the companies which make them. And then you can just update that. And then in your contacts, again, it's clear as glass that you can put in, you know, your contact details, whatever, in there. So let's go back to customizing. Right. There's also, if you need help setting up your site, there's also lots of information to help you with that. There's your search menu for anyone who's visiting. You can leave that there, you can remove it. This is the text widget. So what you can put here, you can put something about your blog. So you can put about, you can put welcome or something. And then you can just put, you can delete that, and you can just put welcome to my blog. I hope you find it useful. Whatever you want to put in it, okay? Close. And then your contacts, obviously we're on the contact page, we've already discussed that. Your about page, we've already discussed that. Some people do like a 10 questions, getting to know me kind of page for about, which is quite useful. Again, for your home, our site title's gone. So Annie's Craft Box, because I never kept it. I never saved it. Craft reviews. So we'll save all of that. And here you can change your colours and backgrounds. So if you want to go for, these colours work well with the colours that are already in the palette. So if you want to change your palette, you change it to a green one, everything will change around it, or a grey one, or a red one. You can see only little bits are changing, but the actual post, your post will change quite a bit. So save and publish. It's much easier. Do you know, to be honest with you, I haven't used WordPress for a while, and it's much better now than it used to be. Definitely, it used to be much harder to faff with. I've used WordPress loads in the past. I have got a blog on WordPress, but I've not customized it for ages. It's just been left as it is. So that's that. So you got all that sorted out. Your header image, so you can put a picture in your header, which is up here if you want. Widgets are things that you can add. So you can add things like a view account, you can add photographs, you can add blogs that you follow, stats, all sorts. There's a whole list of things. Just click on it and it'll put it in the sidebar of your blog. Content options, that's what's going to be shown on your home page. So if you can hear panting, it's my dog's just come and climbed on my knee. So just click around on here and figure out what you're doing with those kind of things. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I just wanted to quickly just show you. The static front page is if every time somebody comes to your blog, they see the same front page. So that could be like a welcome page or a navigation page, or they see your latest post. So that's up to you which one that they see. Okay, so that's basically how to set it up. I think this will change when I do the first blog post, but I'm going to do that in the next video because I've only got like 15-minute snippets. So this is just the very basics of how to set it up and how to just make it look like yours. Get your title on, get your links in, and just a little bit about yourself. The absolute basics. Okay, so I hope that was useful, and I'm going to do another one now showing you how to write a post.